Hi. So I apologize ahead of time for the lighting in this video because I am kind of sorting through some blueberries right now that I picked. I mean, I'm almost done anyway. This is how many, that's what I sorted through already. So anyway, I wanted to make a video about my relationship with drugs throughout my life. Because someone asked me the question, ew, look at this. Do you see that? Little snaily. That's why you sort through your berries. Well, one reason. Anyway, so someone asked me a question. I just made an OkCupid profile again, and I started messaging someone, and they asked me the question of well, they didn't ask me. What did I say? I don't even know. It was something about like, oh, you do drugs. And because it says on my thing, like, I'm a Christian, and a lot of Christians don't do drugs. So I was explaining it. So here is a whole explanation about basically what I was talking about. So I started smoking pot when I was 8 years old, and that was with my father. See, here's another thing, just side note. My grandmother said not to rinse these off, but like literally this just had a snail on it. Like, I know you can't see it on here, but I know that there's snail juice on here. I feel like I need to rinse them off. Plus, I dropped another container already on the floor, and I swept it up, and that's so disgusting. Like, they really should be rinsed off. You know what I mean? Oh, here's another snail. Are you kidding me? Why is this happening? Or is this the same one? I don't know. No, it's not the same one. There's like little baby snails everywhere. Ew. Snail juice berry. See the little guy? Can't really see that very well. This is great content. Okay, no, it's not. That's not true. Yeah, so I started smoking weed when I was 8 with my father. And my mom found out, and she lost her shit. Which makes sense now as an adult, because who wants their 8-year-old coming home and wanting to get high, right? And so I also had a lot of other like fucked up trauma kind of stuff happen in my life. And so I really liked getting high. One, it was a way that I could bond with my father. And two, it was an escape from my reality. And that was really important to me as a traumatized person. So I basically smoked weed all through middle school and all through high school. And then in my first semester of college, and then after I dropped out of college and went to community college, I was just smoking weed the whole time. Now, when I was 8, a lot of messed up stuff happened, and because of that, I was actually unable to like properly interact with people in my surroundings, like children my age. And so 8 years old is like when I stopped having friends, and it's when I also stopped having memories. So from about 8 to 13, I have maybe one memory, if that, probably none. So I just remember I smoked weed, and I remember where I lived during that time. Wow, that's really sad. Anyway, so when I was in middle school, oh, maybe it's up to like age 12. That sounds more accurate, because when I was in middle school, my best friend was there with me, and we used to smoke weed together. In the middle school is when I made other friends, because there was other people my age who also were like doing drugs. And so I was like, oh, these people and me have a similar interest, and we can be friends. So we would like get high together, and we would smoke cigarettes together. and we would skip school and run away together, and when the police were looking for us because we were reported missing, they would be looking for both of us or all of us together because we did things like as a group. So in middle school and high school, that's what I gravitated towards. Skipping class and hanging out with a bunch of idiots and getting fucked up. But I also, when I was in, I think I started in middle school, the people around me snorted a lot of things. And I tried it because they were in my friend group. And I never got fucked up. I snorted Klonopin. It didn't happen. I snorted Vicodin. It didn't happen. I snorted Percocet. I snorted fucking Percocet, dude. I did not feel anything. The only thing that would get me high is weed and alcohol. And so I was like, I don't know, maybe someone was like giving me something else, or my friends were all lying about getting fucked up. But I don't think they were, because they were like, something's seriously wrong with you. If you like snort this, then you don't get fucked up. What did fuck me up was Butte. But that makes you sick. And I mean like sick. Like I did it like a couple times. And I was like sick for 3 days. And I was like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore because this is fucked up. And so I stopped doing that. And I only did it like 3 times. But all my other friends would get fucked up from snorting all these things, and I never did. So when they like would do coke and shit, I never like did all that. I never got way into drugs because as a child person, sorry, I gotta clean this pan off because I have to dump it out again. As a child, they didn't fuck me up, so I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Plus, it's disgusting when you snort something, you get a really bad breath. You know what? I should get a paper towel. Hey, we're almost done with this project. It's exciting. I don't know what time it is. It's probably like 9 o'clock-ish. So anyway, I never got messed up from snorting things, and all the people around me definitely did, and they like to do it. But that, I think, is what kept me from getting way into drugs. Because I was like, I was good with just weed and alcohol. That was fine. And then, I don't know what happened. Something happened. I started reading the Bible. Oh, I do know what happened. God changed my heart. Picked me up right out of the pit of hell. I didn't even realize what was going on when he did that. And, yeah, so that, ew, there's hair in here. That's disgusting. I don't know if it's worse than slug juice. I think it is. Yeah, it's worse than slug juice. Look at all these berries. Sorry, this is like exciting for me. Oh yeah, so God started changing my heart, and I didn't really realize that much stuff about God doing stuff like that, like how he works in people's lives and things. Like, I kind of knew, but I didn't realize that's what was happening to me in that situation. And so, I started reading the Bible and stuff, and the desire to do drugs, like to get drunk, get all fucked up and shit all the time, it went away. And I remember specifically, I went to my best friend's house. My other best friend was there. I had 2 best friends. And I introduced them, and they became best friends, and that was fine. We all got along and everything. But this one day, they were going to have a party, and I bought a bottle of alcohol, vodka, to go, and I didn't want to drink it. Like, I didn't want to party. I didn't want to get all drunk and fucked up. And what happened is they all started picking on me, calling me a party pooper, and being a bunch of assholes. And it was shortly after that, like that I think is the moment I remember where their hearts changed towards me. And then shortly after that, there was a incident where my friend's mom I thought something was wrong. I thought there was like an emergency situation, something happened, because my friends weren't answering the phone. I used to talk to them on the phone like at least 3 hours a day, like fill them in on every single detail of my life. And so they weren't answering. I thought something was like emergency, like seriously wrong, and I kept calling over and over again. And my friend's mom answered the phone, and she started screaming at me, and she made me cry. I was crying for hours and hours until my mom came home from work. She was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I told her what happened. And the girl who made me cry, that woman, my friend's mom, was best friends with my mom. My mom called her and said, "You made my daughter cry, and I'm not going to be friends with you anymore." And they were never friends again. They went from best friends to never talking again. Ever. They still see each other sometimes. Like the 3rd of July parade. Or she won't talk to her. Go my mom. And so, I talked to my 2 best friends after that incident, and the daughter of the woman called me, my friend, and she was like, "Your mom called my mom and yelled at her because my mom made you cry because you kept calling over and over again, and you're a tattletale." And they like broke my heart. Like, it's like one of 2 of the worst heartbreaks in my life, because they were my best friends all through childhood, middle school, and high school, and they were just being complete assholes to me. And it broke my heart, and I had nothing left anymore. I had no friends. And I had a family, but I had no more friends. And it was just me and God, and it was the best thing that ever happened. I wish it could happen again. Well, it can. But without the horrible, tragic loss. Yeah, so after that, I got a boyfriend, and that's another crazy story. I met him in a parking lot. Yeah, so I met this, well, I'm not gonna get into the whole story, but after that incident, I got really close with God and started learning about who God is. And then I had a boyfriend that distracted me, and I started doing drugs and stuff. Because, you know, I always liked drugs. I didn't realize what was happening with me that made me not want to get drunk. Like, why would me not want to get drunk with my friends? Why would I buy alcohol and then be like, go to a party with my best friends, be like, I'm not gonna drink it? It didn't make any sense. I didn't have a reason why. I couldn't explain that because I didn't know that it was God changing my heart. So when I was with this boy, I was still having that relationship with God, and he started showing me stuff. And yeah, I kept growing in him, but I kept getting a lot of conviction about what I was doing, with doing drugs, hanging out with the wrong people, fornication, especially fornication. And so that's when I got that horrible cow fungus, which was completely 100% a work of the Most High, and it was a punishment for my continuous sin, because I was getting to know God, and I would he would convict me, and I would actually feel bad, like in my heart and soul and spirit, I would feel bad for what I was doing. And then when it came again, it was like, I knew I had to say no, like I could sense it in my spirit, like, don't do this, but then I just did it anyway. And I kept, I genuinely, when I asked for forgiveness, I felt bad, but I also kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And then I got cow fungus, and I went to the ER over and over and over again. I missed 3 weeks of school, couldn't diagnose me, it was fucking horrible. And I think I talk about that in my head covering video, which I don't have a head covering on now. Oh, can I show you it? Can you see this bald spot right here? It's really tiny, but you might be able to. I'm sure you can see that's not a straight line. There's a spot right there. It's like a permanent mark of God's punishment. So I'm really happy I had that experience. It was horrible, but it was really good for me to learn that and to know that about my Father in heaven. Because discipline is for your beloved children. I wonder how many blueberries I've eaten. Yeah, so that happened. And then we broke up. And then, oh my goodness, the whole point of this video was for me to talk about drugs. Okay, so yeah, after that, I pretty much stopped doing drugs. Oh wait, no. I went back into it again later. I got a job at a place that I can't say where it is. But it was like I was in the best place with my relationship with God. Right? I woke up every morning with him on my mind, and I praised him. It was before I had a car, so I used to walk up and down a hill to get to work every day. And I would take the bus to school and stuff in college after I dropped out. And it was magnificent. I would pray and praise and worship and be in the presence of the Most High God all day long. And I read this amazing book called The Bondage Breaker when I was in Sunday school. And it said to submit every thought before Christ. And I started doing it, and it was hard. But I really wanted to do it. And change my life so much for the better. And I got a really closer relationship with God. And then I was at work one day, and he wanted me to talk to someone. And I freaked out, because that was the first time that ever happened. I was in my early 20s. And, yeah, I freaked out. And I didn't want to talk to him. And I said, okay, God, give me the words to say. And give me the strength that I need. Like, whatever I need in this situation, I need you to give it to me so that I can do what you want me to do. And I said, God, because I could not talk to him. I was like scared, petrified, nervous, and I kept telling myself the spirit of fear is not of the Lord. Like, trying to make it go away. Because I didn't know. I was like, God, what do you want me to say? And then I'd be like, I need to talk to him, and I'd like freeze, like, I don't want to talk to him. So I said, okay, God, like, finally, like, I don't even know how long this went on for, but it felt like torture. It felt like a long time. It was finally towards the end of it. I was like, okay, God, I know you want me to talk to him, but if you really want me to talk to him, since I'm having such a hard time, can you please just, like, come make him say something to me or something? Because I don't know what to say. Just give me the words to say. I don't know what to do. Except I did know what to do. And so I'm like in the men's locker room, mopping the floor. This guy comes up to me and is like, I don't know, I think he said hi. And I was just like, I need to talk to you and I really don't want to. And he was like, what? So after that incident, I started dating him, which was not God's will. And then, in fact, it was completely stupid. And, yeah, so that happened, and then that, like, all my bad choices and stuff was really not God's will, and walking in disobedience does not help you have a closer relationship with God. So I really fucked it up again. My whole life went downhill. I started making horrible decisions. Every Christian person in my family warned me, not in my family, in my life. Every single one said, no, don't move in with him. Every single one. And I just ignored them. Stopped listening to them. I stopped talking to them. Cut them off because I didn't want to hear it. Even though it was the truth. And so I moved in with him. It was a really bad situation. He was a drug addict. And so when I was with him, I did a little bit of drugs, mostly just a little bit of coke. But then I stopped doing that. I think I've only done it one time since I went to that doctor visit. I told my doctor about my casual drug use, and she said, you can get STDs from doing cocaine. And I said, oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. And then she explained the reason why. Because people break it up and shit, bag it up without gloves. And so they have microscopic cuts under their fingernails. And it gets their diseased blood into the drugs. And so whether you snort it or not, whether you share your little snorty things with other people or not, you can get diseases from it. And so that scared me straight, pretty much. What was that noise? I don't think it was a cat because Clint's outside. I wonder if there's a way I can condense this video. Probably not by eating blueberries. I should put these in the freezer. Hi.
Hey, I'm just gonna grab laundry.
Okay, I'm gonna leave soon.
Yeah.
I have to clean up this mess I made.
Looks like you got some more though.
Yeah.
Good word.
Yeah, the bushes are crazy.
Aren't they nuts right now?